And God, the God of the universe, who made everything out of nothing, who put the sun and the moon and the heavens and decked the heavens with the stars and smoothed out a chaotic earth and scooped out a place with his hand, put the water in it, tied it down with a rope of sand and called it oceans. He put a garment of green over the valleys and mountains and the hills, and he buttoned it up with lilies and garlands and wove it with laughing daffodils. That God took an aspect of his creativity and planted it in you and in me so that we could produce what he created us to produce. Are y'all tracking? And so the first thing he tells about himself is that he's creative, because the first thing he tells about us is that he created us in his image, which means he created us to create stuff and he made us to make stuff. That's the first thing God tells about God. That's the first thing God tells about man. But the first thing God tells man, the first thing God says to man. And by the way, man is Adam, Aleph, Daled, Mem. So that includes men and women, because God called their name Adam. Adam later called her name Eve. Read the Bible a little slower. Some great stuff will take place. So when I say man, I'm not talking about males. I'm talking about humans. God made men and women, boys and girls, in his image. And the first thing God ever, do you understand when you talk to somebody, the first thing you tell them is going to be one of the most important things you tell them. So the first time God opens his mouth to talk to a man, it says, and God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. So, first of all, notice it says, and God blessed them, and then he said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. What do we learn from that? We learn that God never gives the assignment before he gives the ability. He always gives the ability first. He blessed them with the ability, and then he gave them the assignment to be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. Are y'all tracking? Then, he never gives a command without first giving the capacity. So when God tells us to do something, the fact that he tells us to do it is the only sign we need that we can do it. Okay, cool. No, I get it. Okay, watch this. So God said, that was the platform. These are parameters. We need kingdom awareness of the platform. We need kingdom awareness of the parameters. What are the parameters? Well, the parameters are the first thing God said to man. He said, be fruitful. He said, be fruitful. Why did he say be fruitful? Because he couldn't say do fruitful. That wouldn't make any sense. He wouldn't say have fruitful. Somebody said, do you have fruitful? You say, man, what you talking about? But he said, be fruitful. Why? Fruitfulness is something you become. Well, what is a fruit? Well, it tells us in Genesis chapter 1, my favorite chapter in the Bible, because God put so many success principles. By the way, let me define success. Success is discovering the purpose for your life, developing yourself for that purpose, deploying yourself in that purpose. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how much fame you have, whatever else you do, if you don't do those three things, you might have a lot of money and not be successful. You might have a lot of fame, not be successful. You might have a lot of stuff, and you're still not successful. You're only successful when you discover the purpose for your life, you develop yourself for that purpose, and you deploy yourself in that purpose. That's what I mean when I say success. Are y'all tracking? I don't want anybody to be confused about what I'm talking about. The other stuff, the money, that's the bonus. The car, that's the bonus. The house, that's a bonus. I'm talking about the life stuff.